Welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we are translating Revelation 2:8. You're working from this, I'm working from the screen. And today we have a sort of repetition of some syntax and grammar that we saw back in Revelation 2:1. This is one of the things you'll notice about Revelation is that it sort of moves in these circles that are similar to and different from one another. That sort of ideas and themes and even syntax and grammar get sort of repeated, but also as the circles turn, we get some new things added in. And so that's what we get here with an address to a new church. We're done with the church at Ephesus that was addressed first in Revelation 2:1, and now we're moving to a new church here. Let's start with a slow reading, do a bit faster of reading, then give you a chance to pause and translate on your own. We have Kai to angelo, tes in Smyrne, Ecclesias grapson. Tade lege ha protos, kai ha eschatos, has agenata, nekros kai ezesin. One more time, a little bit faster. Kai to angelo tes in Smyrne Ecclesias grapson. Tade lege ha protos kai ha eschatos, has agenata, nekros kai ezesin. All right, at this point, you can go ahead and pause the video, take a look at your Greek Reader's Edition, and see what you can recall from Revelation 2:1 as to the grammar and syntax here and what you can make of a translation in this case. So here in this first line, we're just going to take this line by line here. So we'll deal with this first line first. Our verb is actually the last word in the sentence. And here we're going to have an aorist active imperative. So imperative is the mood of command. Second person singular from grapho. And we have that psi in there because we have a combination of the root ending in P plus the sigma of the son ending here to make this psi. So by amalgamation, we have this psi here. So you write as a command. And then the rest is going to give us, down here, we're going to get what is written. This is going to sort of be, we can think of this sort of as the object of this verb. I'm going to get rid of that just for the sake of mental space and not crowding the screen. And then up here, we're going to have the indirect object of this imperative verb here. So, and to the angel in the dative case here, tes in Smyrne Ecclesias. So all of this from tes to Ecclesias goes together. And you can sort of think of tes and Ecclesias going together more closely than in Smyrne here. Notice that we have a genitive feminine singular, and we also have a genitive feminine singular over here with Ecclesias. And one of the elegant things that Greek can do is it can take the definite article and the noun that goes with it and stick as much stuff as it wants in between the definite article and the noun that goes with it to sort of modify this noun. And so here we have in Smyrna, this prepositional phrase. So if we were to mark it, we might do it something like this, just stuck in between the definite article and the noun that it goes with. So, and to the angel over the church in Smyrna, we like to put the in Smyrna after the church, right. And then the next line is going to give us the beginning of what John is supposed to write to the angel over the church in Smyrna. And remember, the angel over the church in Smyrna is sort of a symbol for the congregation or congregations in Smyrna. So moving down here, we have our indicative verb with lege, a nice simple present active indicative, third person singular. And the subject of this verb is going to be this whole long string right here. And then the object is going to be this tade right here. If you remember back to Revelation 2:1, we talked about how this tade is a rare demonstrative pronoun, that we don't see that often in the Greek New Testament. It occurs, I believe, 10 times, and 7 or 8 of them are in this phrase tade lege, from Revelation itself. So this is going to be like these things. So he says these things, or he, she, or it says these things. And then the one saying these things is going to be this long nominative string here. We have ha protos, the first. Protos and eschatos are both technically adjectives that have been made substantival with the definite article before them. The first and the last. And then a relative pronoun, hos, in this case, a nominative masculine singular relative pronoun, who agenata nekros, who was dead. So here with agenata, we have an aorist, middle, indicative, third person singular from genomai. This is a middle deponent verb here, so it's set aside its active endings and uses the middle ending for active meaning. So he was or became nekros, dead. Notice that this is also in the nominative, so this agenata is connecting two nominatives, as it often does. You'll find a sort of double nominative with the verb genomai often, just as you do with something like a me. So who became dead, kai ezesin, and lived. So this is an same, well, not quite same parsing information. We have aorist, active, indicative, third person singular. The verb here is zao, meaning I live. So he lived. So let's put it all back together here. We have, and to the angel over the church in Smyrna, write, the first and the last, who was dead and who lived, says these things. And then these things is going to be given down here in this space, starting in the next verse.